Does your iRacing car currently look like it was sponsored by Minecraft paint and poor decisions? Well, good news. Race Wrap Guy can fix that. With real-world NASCAR wrap design experience, Race Wrap Guy creates clean, aggressive, professional custom wraps that actually look like they belong on a Sunday broadcast instead of the back row of a rookie lobby. And because we like y'all, listeners of the Cool Down Lap podcast get $10 off any iRacing wrap. Just mention the podcast when you order. And if you've got a real race car that needs to look fast even when it's sitting still, you'll get $100 off any real race car wrap too. Same deal. Just mention the Cool Down Lap podcast. So stop showing up to the grid looking like a rolling yard sale and let Race Wrap Guy make your car look like it actually belongs there.
Okay, the checker flag has flown and the race is over. Now we're gonna rant about it. My name is RB Turner, and here with me is my co-host. That is, say your name, Colby.
Colby.
He is Colby Peterson, and we are here with last night's latest AMP Racing League Cup Series winner. That is Steven Laskowski, wins at Martinsville. What's up, man?
How we doing, guys?
Peachy. Trying to get over my frustrations from the night before, unlike some of us.
Yeah, Martinsville can definitely be frustrating.
It was a lot of fun though. But you had some hiccups yourself though.
Yeah,
You back in traffic a little bit, trying to figure something out.
Yeah, as Aaron put it, the Hornets' nest. Some of the Hornets made their way to the front on them restarts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I was lucky to miss the first one. I think it was Dove that spun, and then the second one, I had no room. I had T-Bone Daniels. There was nothing I could do about it.
Was that restart when he started in the front and spun straight to the outside wall?
Yeah,
right
in front of me.
That happened a couple times. There was a couple of restarts where one of the guys on the front row would, I don't know if it was just trying to start in first gear and stand on it too hard, or how exactly that went down.
The tires would get hot, and the track was relatively hot too, I think.
Yes.
So when they'd gas up and they just spin on them, that happened throughout the whole field. A lot of people spun their tires on restarts. It wasn't even just the front row.
Yeah, third gear was just too slow.
I
mean, it was safe, but you're probably going to get ran over. And second, you couldn't mash it. You had to really feather it through there and be careful. You couldn't really gas it full until you shifted into third.
No, it seemed the stage and everything, it seemed to go relatively well. A couple of self spins, just nothing too outlandish, and finish up the stage, wrap it up, and then after that, another decent green flag run right out of the stage, and then it about lap, 120-ish, shit hit the fan.
Pretty much. Well, people got off cycles.
Mm-hmm.
You had older tires up front. You had newer tires coming behind them. And then at that point, it's just kind of go time.
Right. What I want, and I know this is ridiculous, but I want to skip to the very last restart. You're on the outside. Aaron gets a much better launch than you do. And then, I don't know if he had equipment malfunction or what, but, you drove around the outside.
I had 20 laps on my tires, 17 laps on my tires.
Okay.
And he was closer probably to 70. And I had ran him really hard when he got in front of me. When we got back to the front after all of the cycles, after everybody finally cycled and we got back to the front, I stayed on his tail the whole time. I tried to make him use those tires up. Then we got that caution, and then unfortunately I got more damage, the caution came out, and so I could fix my damage because I couldn't get by him. I don't think if we stayed green, I wasn't going to get by him. My wheel was turned a little bit too much to the side, and I could tell I was getting tight going in as the run was going on. I couldn't throw it in there as hard as I was. So I knew I had to get that damage fixed. So I came in for that fast repair. And luckily enough that we had a couple cautions. I missed Davis just completely getting whipped. Dude, he snapped so hard I see him just go a little bit this way, a little bit to the right. And came out a little bit to the right. And then next thing you know, he's straight to the outside. Luckily, I was able to get under him before anything happened.
Yeah, it was
Y'all ended up with 17 cautions, correct?
I think it was about that.
If you say so. I don't know. Seemed like about 30 to me, but
Well, no, I mean, it seemed like about the longest green flag run y'all would get the last 100 laps was between 10 and 15 laps.
Mm-hmm.
Like Steven said, there was quite a bit of jumbling up, as far as strategies and stuff like that. People would go in, take gas, take tires at all different points of the race, and that's what kind of caught my eye was I think there was 80 laps to go, and I saw a lot of dudes come down. A handful stayed out. Dove stayed out. Seemed like he made it work for a little bit until he spun out on a restart. But yeah, I mean, it for all intents and purposes, I mean, comparatively to some short track races we've had, it didn't set a record. And I think a lot of people were interested to see how the new short track package worked on top of AMP's, the very small adjustment they made to the incident points rules and stuff a little while back now. I think that it seemed like it went pretty okay comparatively to how it could have.
Yeah, it can always
race
be
itself,
worse.
the race itself, really. I mean, I think it probably depends on whose perspective you're looking at. Probably to somebody like Steven who won the race, it was probably much better for you than it was for me. Minding my own business most of the race, and I ended up with 22 X's. So it just, yeah. And it was just so much impatience.
Yeah.
Particularly, like I had my frustrations with a lot of people, and I'm not going to mention anybody's name just because one of those guys sent me a message this morning saying, "Hey, I'm sorry," and the message was, I felt the laps winding down, and I had a new car, and I felt pressure from laps winding down. But my thought was, you're multiple laps down. What do you think you were gonna gain? So I was just, I mean, it's just, I appreciate the apology if he's listening, but dude, there's no rule that says, if you're 5 laps down or however, I don't know how many it was, but there's no rule that says you can't race like your life depends on it. But it's a courtesy thing, At some point, you might want me as your friend, and I'm not going to be there for you, man. I'm sorry. I'm letting you know now, but get past that.
Yeah. We go into another bye week this week with AMP, and then our final race of the regular season, Daytona, but not in the way that most people are used to watching NASCAR race Daytona. Looking at the playoff standings here, there's 51 points, 61 points between 13th and 17th, and I mean, you got Jordan Lane in at 16th right now, Bosworth at 17th. Lane's got 335, Bosworth's got 325, so a 10-point swing there. I mean, a couple of stage points for Bos or Dove and a decent finish, and kind of like those last 2 to 3 spots really kind of get shaken up here. Up at the top, you got Steven. As far as playoff points go, Steven's in first with the All-Star win. Is that correct, Steven?
Yes.
So as far as playoff points go, he gets those extra playoff points. AMP did a good job, I think, making the playoff points worth something.
Well, they're definitely worth something.
They definitely are worth something. Mr. RB here is locked in. I mean, all the way down to 12th. These guys have a locked-in status, if you will. So, we've got a pretty good idea of our playoff picture for the remainder of the season. What, Steven, as far as the Daytona road course goes, what are your thoughts and opinions there?
I mean, I'm going to go out there and try to win it, get as many points as possible, because you never know what can happen in those couple rounds.
Right.
And having that nice buffer with playoff points going into each round is nice. And if I can extend it another 5, I would definitely love to do that.
Oh, got 2 organizations in the top 5. We got, was it Apex X1?
Apex X1 and AR Audio.
And AR Audio. Couple of Fords coming in there. Roberge with that win at Talladega. I know that changed a couple of things right there at the cut line.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
Pushed a couple of guys down. You got the boys at 4 wide, Zook and Pop in 8th and 10th. Look at there. Who's that in 9th? What am I looking? I think his name's RB.
Yeah, playoff points. Regular points, I'm 6th.
Yeah, I think I'm a little too far for regular points.
Well,
I think I'm 17.
Yeah.
So if Aaron shows up, there's a good chance that he's going to win.
Yeah.
Well, he'll show up. He ain't missing
He's going to show up.
He ain't missing that one.
No. He ain't missing that one. I mean, he
Well,
would
we want
definitely
you to
have
do an
locked it
event.
up.
I'm canceling.
He would have locked it up already, though, without a couple provisionals. So
Right.
I just wasn't clean enough in the beginning of the season. Too many
Couple of rough races.
couple rough races that just put me behind. I mean, I think I put on a good march to make my way back up there, but just not enough time.
No, I agree. I think the playoffs will be fun. I think they're all. You can't see the points for the winners. They just have the win stickers in here as far as the playoff deal goes. But I mean, it's. I think the playoffs are gonna be a matter of clean, solid finishes more so than I mean, sure. There's what did we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we had 7 different winners this year.
Is that the most AMP has ever had? 7 different winners?
Ooh, that'd be an RB question or an Aaron Ryan question.
That is a very good question. That's an Aaron question, really.
7 seems like it's a pretty good number.
7 is a good number. You figure, and we've had 7 different winners so far, right? So you just said, and it's been 15 races.
Yeah,
and we've had 7 different winners. How is that possible?
Are you looking at locked in?
No, I mean they all have race winning flags next to them. Steven Aaron, Chris Darling, Moquin, Barr, K Spear, and Roberge.
Yep.
Well, I'll be down. That's 7.
Hey, at least we can count to 7.
We can count, but it's weird because I mean,
well, you think about like the beginning
races, but Aaron's won.
I was gonna say, you think that was the beginning of the season. It was what did Aaron won 3 in a row, 4 in a row,
something like that,
3 in a row, something like that.
Something stupid.
Yeah, fuck you, Aaron, if you're listening. Just kidding, but
he ain't kidding. He's serious.
I'm kidding. I mean, if I ever accidentally had a race winning car, I might say fuck you, Aaron, for real. But I don't have that right now. But yeah. Steven with 3, Aaron with 5, Darling with 2, and then Moquin, Barr, K Spear, and Roberge all with 1. So
RB and Colby have none.
I mean, at least RB's in the playoffs. I think Colby's in like 27th. Yeah, sometimes real life happens.
This is true.
Nobody cares about real life.
You're right.
We run in the sim world.
Yeah, well, even in the sim world.
And if you follow conspiracy theories, it's probably a sim world anyway.
Simulation theory.
Oh man,
There's gods up there just playing Sims.
Let's not get it,
dude. Too many things make me question that. It's like stuff that happens. You're like, how did that just happen? Like, no, this is not real life. This is low hanging fruit, but when you have things like what happened a couple weeks ago with Kyle Busch passing away, and a top tier athlete in his particular lane, right? Mm-hmm.
And then you start going back through the years of losing friends or family that you just seen them last week, healthy as a horse, and next thing you know, the heart valve blows out and they drop dead. I mean,
it's weird.
There is a lot of stuff like that where it's like, holy shit, it definitely, the world itself will catch you off guard and you have no idea when it's happening.
Live your life to the fullest.
Kyle caught me off guard.
He's
like a year older than me, and I am sure he is much healthier than I am.
Yeah, I'm 41. So
I'm like, I'm 40, and over 300 pounds. I used to drink a lot. I don't drink as much anymore. I still, but still, Colby drinks a lot. So I don't look at somebody like Kyle Busch, who's I'm pretty sure he was a relatively healthy guy.
Yeah,
I think he got to be.
And then I look at somebody like me, and he just all of a sudden just the damn drops dead. Sitting in a simulator, and I'm I'm sitting in a simulator.
Yeah,
like this ain't good,
right?
So I mean, it'll hit you. It's like, and I'm a hypochondriac already, so I think everything's killing me.
RB scheduled a doctor's appointment, a dentist appointment, an optometrist. As soon as he saw what happened to Kyle Busch, he was like, "Hey,
I need my blood drawn now. Take it."
Oh,
it's horrible.
Man. No, it really is, and you hate I mean, you don't make light of it, right? It's a very legitimate thing, and you know, the world that we operate outside of, as far as the motorsports world, in the sports world, you know, there was a lot of good things that guy did for a lot of good people, and so yeah, I feel like you lose a you know, a NASCAR legend, and you know, I mean, all three of us were old enough to remember when Dale died, you know, and you know, so you guys are both a little bit older than me, so it might have been a little bit more prevalent to you than, you know, myself as a 7-year-old kid when it happened. But you know,
That was in high school.
yeah, I was not. I don't know.
I remember watching, and I remember him going to the hospital. My dad was like, "You know, he's driving awfully slow." I'm like, "Well, they ain't in a hurry. It's damn Dale Earnhardt." Well, they ain't in a hurry because he's dead. You
I was
know?
in kindergarten when that happened. So
Really? Yeah, that
Yeah.
was. I remember that like it was yesterday.
Yeah, I remember it too.
so Steven, back to the race for just a second. You largely had it for the first 100 laps, give or take. So I guess I'm curious to know what your experience with the Hornet's Nest was like. You know, I'm as guilty as the next guy is, but every now and again, when one of you fast guys gets back with the rest of us in the Hornet's Nest, it's awfully fun to race y'all a little bit and push you around and things like that. So I'm curious to know, you know, what that. I know it's not the first time, but I've never asked you this. I'm curious to know kind of what that experience in a race like Martinsville, like what that kind of did in your head.
To be honest, I love getting back there, getting in the middle of it. If you watch my stream, I guarantee you would see that my heart rate is probably so much more higher when I'm in the group. You know, just the heightened sense, paying attention and being around everybody, and just the fact of racing. You know, when you're out front, I'm more of trying to manage and keep the front.
Gotcha.
Back there, I'm trying to set up passes. I'm trying to block the guy behind me, because when I got 20 laps to go, when I feel like I've had the fastest car, I'm going to try to get back to the front as fast as I can, especially with the clock ticking down. I don't think I was overly aggressive. I got a little aggressive with bar. I just saw an opening and I filled it very, very quickly. At the same time that he
You didn't
came
do
back,
anything wrong.
he came back down at the same time as I kind of filled it. He diamonded it a little too much on that one, so I was like, snuck it right in there. And sure enough, I bumped him, and when I seen him sliding up, I even purposely turned back in him to straighten his car back out because I felt bad. I was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "I'm gonna straighten it back out." I even
I got
swear
you.
to God, yeah, because I felt bad. I was like, "Dang, I didn't want to do that."
That happened a couple of times last night, y'all. Like, I don't know if either one of you have watched the race all the way back through, but there was like 3 or 4 of those. Like, it wasn't
Tried.
uncommon last night.
I turned the race on, but for some reason my YouTube keeps just turning off. Like I don't know if it's a problem with the TV or what, but I'll be watching and then all of a sudden it'll just shut off. And then I gotta go back in and I gotta find where I was. That happened 4 times in 10 minutes and I got frustrated and I just turned it off. But it's funny because I did watch your stream, Steven, from not this race, but the Leadfoot one in the Indy. And I wanted to I think that you have some kind of a cheat code going on because nobody can hit the wall that hard and not have any damage. I don't understand what's going on. This guy
Dude,
hits the wall
I
like
hit- dude,
every lap. Bam, bam,
that-
bam. And he
dude, that
didn't get any
race-
damage until the end.
Dude, I had a 0x forever. And I swear, I hit it so hard. I was like, I got to have damage. And I hit my button. And it was like, no damage to report. I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, I've
That's how
smacked this wall so many times.
If I would have done that, I would have,
I mean-
my car would have been upside down.
I mean, it was hurting me. I mean, I was catching, I was saving my tires, and I was slowly on that longer run. I was slowly just creeping up on everybody. And as soon as I got too close to, I forget who it was. I think it was the winner, the 47, because he got by me and we were kind of working. I was kind of following him. I got too tight and I smacked it a little too hard. And then I could tell after that I was a little too tight. I just couldn't get the ass to come around like I wanted it to.
I did think it was funny. There was a spot, and I said if I ever was going to talk to you, if I could remember, thank God I just did. There was a point, because if you remember in the original session, the lights turned off, or
Yeah.
the sun went down. There's no lights, so he had to make a whole new session. And the difference was the original session, Colby, was like the track was 80 degrees, and then in the next one the track was like 130 or something
Yeah,
stupid
like
like that.
125.
Yeah, it was a lot higher. So, and then, but you watching Steven's stream, you hear Clint Hackett in the Discord saying something about, we just left, the track was 80 degrees and now it's 120 something. And then you see Steven look at the camera and he's like, I was like,
well, we
I had to
spent
clip
an
that
hour.
moment.
I spent an hour, because that was like the only practice that I got was that hour. So I was like, I got it set up to how I wanted to. And then instantly it was completely different. I had to change my offset. I couldn't run the brake bias. I couldn't enter the corner like I could. I'm like, this is going to be
It sucked
rough.
for everybody.
At least it was everybody. Everybody had to deal with
everybody.
the same
Everybody's in the same boat.
Same
you
boat,
know. So that's
was
where
what
I
it
can't
was.
complain.
No.
That, and I ran towards the front most of the race. So.
Well, like I was sitting at work because this was last Wednesday. I was sitting at work and I looked down at my phone and all I see is I think it's Brandon Wise from Leadfoot, and it says, posted an image, and he goes, "Y'all, I can't see a fucking thing." And so I clicked on the notification, pulled it up, and it had his whole UI deal and just a black screen. I was like, I know what happened.
Yeah. I went out and tried to qualify. It was unsuccessful.
Yeah, I don't even think I got out of pit road.
I got out of pit road at least. I was trying to go around. I made it a lap, but it didn't take.
Do you guys remember when iRacing first uploaded North Wilkesboro and it did not have lights?
Yeah.
So I used to run in another league, and they had a short track, like a hometown hero series on Wednesday nights, and they would run 2 races at the same track, and then they would just like alternate through different like local series type cars, late models, street stocks, SK modifieds, like more, I guess not local, but those regional type series cars. Okay. And we started a race at Wilkesboro in the late models, and it wasn't dark yet, and I don't think anybody really had any understanding of what was going on. And I think it was lap like 20-25. The sun went down, and obviously with it being the digital video game style, the lights just off. Like it was completely black. And it was all at once. And a bunch of us tried running, a bunch of us kept running for as long as we could. And, but yeah, no, it eventually got to the point where it was literally just a black screen. It didn't matter how dark the room was. None of that mattered. Like, you couldn't see anything. So
it's horrible.
But no, it happens.
Like that because there's no there was no like white line on the bottom neither. So it was just a curb there.
Mm-hmm.
So that would really suck. Yeah, you really won't be able to see anything.
But man, at the same time, and it happens. I've tried setting up test sessions for myself, and you fuck up the time of day, or you mess up the temperature or whatever, and it's not like it doesn't happen. I mean, as good
we
as
set up
iRacing.
A recruitment race, and a guy forgot to put mirrors in the cars at Talladega. That was a good race.
That would be interesting.
Steven, what were you running where you had no mirror? Was it Daytona when we were doing the 24-hour, your whole first stint, you didn't have a rear view mirror?
No, I think
or
it was
that a
the
practice?
No, it was the whole race.
Your whole 3-hour stint at Daytona.
It was when I don't know if it was Daytona. Was it?
Or was it Signatures Endurance thing?
I think it was
remember.
Signatures Endurance. Yeah. It was right after an update. And
that was when they changed the whole UI.
Yeah, they changed the whole thing. And I'm like, where's my virtual mirror?
You didn't have a mirror.
I'm like, where is this thing? I think it was Signatures because we were in, I think, the ARCA.
Okay.
And I couldn't see. Because I couldn't even see the mirrors the way.
Well, luckily for you, there was only one other guy running that car. Everybody else, you don't need a mirror for everybody else. You just blow by them. I think it's better sometimes if you turn the mirror off anyway. People start mirror driving and they start messing up.
I'll tell you the one time that I've never been more afraid in my life. Not this last Daytona 24, but last year when I ran it with the AMP guys. I think I was 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. or something Central Time here, and I got in the car and I just picked it up from bar. Bar ran kind of through the middle of the night, and I just picked up from bar, and I jump in, everything's cool. I'm talking to Bar. He's got like another 10 or so laps left. So we're all hanging out. Nothing, I'm not really thinking about much of anything. I'm not checking any of my dials or anything like that. So Bar hops out of the car. I hop in, and you know how the GTP car, like, it doesn't make noise on pit road. Like, it doesn't start and idle like a stock car or some of the
Yeah.
other cars do.
The electric
And
motor.
yeah, so I'm just hanging out. Nothing's going on in my head. And the pit timer counts down, hit 0. I've got my pit limiter on, stand on the gas, get out of the pit box, and the pit speed at 55, like you hear the GTP car fire up, and hit the V8. That didn't happen. And I drove 3 hours in a GTP car with 0 sound. I couldn't hear other cars. I couldn't hear my car. I couldn't hear the tires. I couldn't hear
That would suck.
anything.
I don't think I could do that.
That
And I
would
drove
suck.
I drove my entire stint with no noise in my head. I didn't have music on. I didn't have it was just silence at 4 a.m. down here in my little room, just like paying. I've never paid more attention to the RPMs in my life.
No kidding.
Yeah, you'd have to.
It was a nightmare. And we still finished 4th. I only wrecked the car once last year.
I wrecked our GTP car this year.
You
In
did?
the first stint.
A couple of us. I didn't wreck this year. I had a really good run this year. I think me and Zook, what was it, had the 2 best average lap times.
I had really fun in the Nürburgring 24-hour.
Yep.
That was enjoyable.
Run that with Aaron and Pop and them, yeah?
Yeah, Aaron, Pop, and Zook.
Y'all
I
want to
took-
see something fun?
Mm-hmm.
What?
It's actually a clip from tonight. This is the last lap. This is me and Ryan racing on the last lap. So I'm in a black car. He's in the gray. And he was talking shit saying he was going to beat me. So I had to, do something about it. And then
Oh, nice. Nice
You turn your winged sprint car into a wingless sprint car there, RB. I'm not sure if you noticed that or not.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. So that was.
Did you beat him?
Yeah, I totally should.
I did beat him. I finished 8th in that race. He finished 10th. I think that wreck put him back in 10th.
There's some
Don't talk shit.
fast drivers in that league.
Oh yeah, we had Falcon Smith, Robbie Milburn, Nick Klosterman. He's the guy that's running it.
Yeah, I raced with him in Chop Shop.
Yeah, who else? We had Robert Church, of course. Bunch of fast guys. So it was fun. This race, the last week's race was better. We was at Volusia. This week we was at
Hold
whatever
on.
stupid track that is. I can't remember.
Lincoln?
Circle the S. Yeah, Lincoln. Yeah, and it's just it was kind of a shit show, really, but it was still fun
tiny.
though. It's a little 3/8 mile.
I need to get to a dirt track. Might have to go on Sunday since we don't got a race.
Tracks are fun.
Yeah, I got.
If you go out to.
Yeah, there's one Eries Speedway, which is only like a 20-minute drive, and then I got State Line Speedway. That's about an hour in Boosty, New York.
Yeah,
There's a
I ain't got too much good around me. I got a little dirt go-kart track that I go to every once in a while.
State
that's
Line has a
always fun.
go-kart track also. Go-kart and
There?
3/8. Yeah, maybe a quarter. No, I think it's 3/8.
they just had a World of
Other than that, I got
Outlaws.
Volusia closer to me. It's probably the closest dirt track that means anything.
They just had a World of Outlaw race out here. It's been about a month ago, but I don't remember what the racetrack is called. It's like
Kansas?
81. Yeah.
They go to so many tracks.
Yeah,
I would love to run any type of dirt car, just to try it.
yeah. I always wanted to.
81 Speedway. It's a cute little thing.
He said it's a cute little thing. You should go out there and drive it, but you won't think it's cute no more.
I know I can't run dirt, so you know what I do? I don't run dirt. That's what I don't do.
Shoot,
Maybe
I grew
you
up on
should.
dirt. I grew up on dirt.
No.
I think running, like, a lot of people say focus on one car, but like
I hear that a lot too.
like I guess if you're really like trying to just only race one car and like just focus on a GT3 and only race a GT3. But when you have access to everything that we have in iRacing,
Mm-hmm.
run all the different disciplines, run different cars. For one,
Yeah,
it's only
come
going
on
to
now.
make you better. It's not going to make you worse. There's no
Well, that's
way.
the last time
it's
you
gonna
were.
make you worse.
any track time at all. Doesn't matter what.
Doesn't
You
matter.
could be out there in a pace car.
Man, if you got
and
trouble,
it'll be better
if
than
you
nothing.
if you got trouble with throttle control, man, get in a late model, dirt
Yeah.
late model. Get out there and learn that throttle control.
Well,
I'll tell you
I
what,
think the
those
last
sprint
time you
cars are
were on,
hard.
Steve, sorry, RB, the last time you were on, Steven, I think we talked about that a little bit, like how I felt like racing GT3s more. Not that there's any real actual comparison to cup cars, but I think understanding like apexes and stuff like that, and understanding that, like, knowing that a car built for road racing and then getting into a stock car and knowing your break point is earlier, I think, but like understanding the apex and the drive off and like the traditional race line in a GT3 car versus like a NASCAR Cup Series car, I think it's not that I'm good at road racing, but I think it's made me better.
Of course, I mean,
It's gonna be better for
control
sure.
too. I mean, just entering corners on the edge teaches you major control.
Running GT3 cars have dramatically improved my road racing.
Yeah.
Just in even just learning the tracks, I learn them relatively quickly right now. So
Learning how to take certain corners,
yeah,
how to take what corners you should make sure you get an exit on. Sacrifice the enter to get the exit.
and then, I mean, I'm not,
Well, and that's, I think, just
a
seat
great,
time in general. I think seat time in general, and understanding even something as simple as just like how your equipment reacts, right? Like, understanding, sure, in a GT3 car, you can get on the gas a little earlier, you can get out of the gas a little later and stuff like that. But, the feeling through your wheel and getting the like you said, the throttle control and the pedal control and stuff like that, like, I'm actually looking forward to the Daytona road course race, and not that I plan on being all that great, but I'm looking forward to having a somewhat decent run. You know what I mean?
might get it. I mean, it's a fun track, and all road courses, they're fun to drive.
Except for
You
that
almost gotta,
last
like,
boot.
yeah.
Yeah,
That'll throw you off.
the NASCAR chicane.
Yeah. You're going to end up driving straight through it the first time, Colby. You're going to go through that first chicane. You're going to go on the bottom. You're going to be like, what are those numbers? Shit. Hey, you're going straight.
I was
Because don't try to take
I
that
remember-
left. If you're missing it, just miss it. Don't try to go through there because those curves are nasty.
we were
take the
in
slow down.
we were in
Yes.
Signature's Throwback, and I remember driving up to it, and I didn't even know it was there. And I was driving up to it, and I'm like, am I supposed to turn in there? Oh, I think I was.
Yeah. They got the numbers up on the wall. You see the 7, you're like, what is that?
Which is
Yeah.
funny because, like, coming off a turn 4 for the road course, you're nowhere near the wall. Like,
No,
Yeah.
you're on the bottom. So you
Yeah.
definitely want to get up to the outside pretty quickly so you get good
funny.
entry.
No, I think it'll be fun. I think it, I mean, racing Daytona in any configuration in any car is fun. I think it's really a good racetrack that, it's got some technical stuff, but it's also got some momentum type stuff, and I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, and
hope
the
so.
setup isn't too bad either.
No,
I did a couple laps, and then it's not too bad.
and so I'm gonna spend the next 13 days trying to figure out how to get around there a little bit better, because the last time I told myself I was excited about it, RB happily reminded me that it was in a 24 beers of Daytona and everybody else was drinking too. So
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I tried, drinking in iRacing one time before, and it was just, I wasn't even really drinking. I think I was like 6 beers in, maybe 4 to 6, something like that. And it was just Bud Light beers. It wasn't even like, it was just beers. I sat down in a street stock at USA, and I couldn't get around the track. And I'm like, this is awful. It just threw my timing all up. I'm like, yeah, I will never drink and drive iRacing at the same time. It's not, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'll piss so many people off. So better I just don't do that.
I don't know if I ever drove iRacing.
I just wanted to
while
try
drinking.
it. Now, I wasn't in a race, but I mean, I was like, just to see, if it, would affect me at all. And it did. It did affect me a lot.
I did eat a very strong edible one time. And I went to Darlington. You know how they have the stripes?
uh-huh.
Well, I'm sitting there running, and I was actually doing really well. And we were on a nice long green flag, and I was come over the radio. I'm like, man, these stripes are starting to get to me. It's like, this thing's pretty strong. And this guy's like, what'd you eat? I was like, I don't know, some strong edible. And he was like, great. And I'm getting beat by a guy that's all fucked up. Let's just say I wrecked shortly after that and I went to bed.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like iRacing for me is another one of those things like cornhole or golf. Like if I can find that right level, I'm good. Like
Yeah, that's how I was with billiards when I was in like pool leagues.
yeah,
You just get that nice little buzz, just a couple
Yeah.
beers in, and just keep that level. If you get here, you're in trouble.
Yep.
If you don't have enough, I feel like I shot like crap.
Yeah.
Last season we raced, I think it was Kansas on Father's Day, and I mean I woke up to a beer in bed and breakfast and the whole 9 yards. Valerie really went out of her way last Father's Day. The day didn't get any lighter. We'll just put it that way. And then we ran Kansas.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I was out on. I don't even think I saw lap 30. But yeah, this year I gave Kansas
This
a
one
whole
will
bunch of. This year I gave Kansas a whole bunch of time and effort, and I still finished 18 laps down in last place.
Can only go up from there.
Yeah, it's like RB's
This is
comic
true.
strip he cut of me. It's got a comic strip of me saying, "Man, I practiced for 3 hours for this. Why? So you can wreck faster?"
Is that what you
Yeah,
said when I
that's funny.
sent you?
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
Steven shared his stuff with me when I still anticipated running last night, and he's like, "Don't tell anybody." And I said, "Yep, you're good." And this is also, brother, by the way, it doesn't matter what you send me. I'm still going to finish 20th. I'm just going to finish 20th faster. Like, like you know, I appreciate it. Don't think I don't appreciate it. You know, and I would like to continue to build our alliance, you know, over time. But yeah, I ran some practice laps on Monday night, albeit, you know, with my puppy in my lap, and I couldn't turn the wheel as far as I needed to. But I mean, I was locking up the left rear, going into every corner, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense. But you know, last Monday, practicing last Monday probably wasn't the best idea in the first place. I don't think there was any good to come of it. I was frustrated with work and a lot of other things, and just trying to run some laps. And I just like hung it up, and I was like, you know what? I'll figure it out over the course of the week. And then the course of the week happened, and that wasn't an option for me anymore. So, but Steven, always
Yeah,
a pleasure.
I didn't practice at all for Martinsville. That was my
I
problem.
definitely
That's
did.
one thing that I wanted to know. With the the new package and everything. What do you think of the track itself?
I
'Cause
mean,
it was slower. I was about a second slower.
it
than
was
outside lap.
about off practice, off my best. It was definitely slower, but I was able to
couldn't
stay in
turn.
fourth. I stayed in fourth pretty much the entire race. Yeah, I didn't shift at all. Yeah,
That surprises me.
it was my entry. I really figured out. It's like I could only get to like 50% brake and it would already be turning me. And then I'd have to slowly get off all the way through. I was still on the brake almost halfway through the corner, but any more than 50%, I was going to be sideways.
Yeah, but you run that low freaking bias.
Yeah, I think it was 33.7.
30, 33. Yeah, I think I was running. What was that? 40, 44 maybe. I don't remember.
Yeah, I started at like 35, 36, but I worked it down probably about to 30. I think it was 33.7. That's what I finished with.
Right.
I could not get the car to turn to save my life. So I mean, at some point, I was just like, well, it just kind of is what it is. I'm probably a 12th place car at best. And I think that's what I got was 12.
The brakes is what turned me.
Yeah, that's got to be. I wish I could do it because I tried running a low bias like that, and I just spin out. I think I got down to I set it at 40, and I think I went into a corner just a little bit too hard, just spun out, and I'm like, well, I can't.
Yeah, it's very.
I needed
very
to
touchy.
practice. I needed to practice, and I didn't practice all week.
I actually
turned
my load cell actually up just so it was a lot harder to push. So I didn't push it too hard. I put it up to almost 90. So there was no way I was pushing it to 100%.
Interesting.
Yeah, load
I don't
cells.
have a load cell.
So like what science says is that your brain learns muscle memory better than position, distance. So your brain understands the load cell better and you can be more consistent with it. than you can by just knowing how far you got to push your pedal.
Yeah, I always have to go off of my telemetry deal. So when I see that red line hit a certain spot, then I'm like, okay, that's too much. That's kind of what I'm going off of.
If you're gonna upgrade anything, pedals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to get a set of nice pedals.
I mean, I just have the Fanatec basic and then with the load cell. So I move the brake pedal as the clutch and then put the load cell in the middle. But it's a learning curve because if your chair's not locked in or if your rig's not up tight against something and you go to push on it, you're just gonna push yourself away from it. Oh yeah, they get strong at 100%. Like you're really pushing to get it all the way to 100%.
I feel like if I was to upgrade something, I'd have to do it in like when the season's over. Either that, or if I'm just having a really bad season and it just doesn't matter.
Right.
I'd probably continue out the rest of the thing, with what I got, just because it's what I know. I'm too scared to upgrade my wheel. This thing's been durable for me. Everybody else having wheel issues, not me.
I'm so glad I did upgrade though. I love this
Your wheel's
thing.
all weird. You got one of those like IndyCar.
Well, yeah, this is the GT, but I wanted a quick release so I could switch from an oval to a GT3. And the Fanatec that I had, the CSL DD, it was the non-quick release. So in order for me to make that base a quick release and make the oval a quick release and get a GT3, it costs as much as this did. So, and then an oval wheel, that. Exactly. The oval wheel is only going to cost me like $250 down the road sometime when I decide to buy one. But just the hardware, the feel of it blows the Fanatec out of the water.
But even with the wheel that you have, you kind of remind me of he's a Coke driver. He has a weird name too. It's kind of like yours, Bobby Laskinski or something like that. Anybody watch the Coke series besides me?
No.
It's I think it's not Laskowski, but it's like Laskinski or something weird.
Does he run a GT3 wheel?
He runs something similar to that, yeah. So everybody else is on, regular wheels, and then the camera will switch to him, and he's got one of those. I just can't remember his last name. But yeah,
I like that it's got all the dials on it, and it came with all these little stickers for the buttons. So yeah, I actually know which one's which. It's like the pit limiter, like the windshield wipers, the ignition. I actually know which one is which, so I don't have to sit there and think about it. Or when I get into a different car and it's not set up to it, I can easily have the same thing constant. So the little stickers was a nice little added feature.
Yeah.
Customize it.
Might have to put some stickers on mine because I got my button push to talk for Discord is on here, and then right above it for the dirt series is my windshield tear off or my visor tear off. So I kept trying to hit my visor tear off, but I kept pushing my Discord push to talk button. And I'm like, why ain't this working? I can't see.
Yeah, you need that. Yeah, you need to be able to pull those off when you want to. You don't want that auto because you'll be 4 laps in behind people and you won't see a damn thing.
I can't take all that dirt. I like it to be clean.
Dude, that's how I am. Even in my car, my windshield wipe, it's got to be clean. My UPS truck, if my windows are all dirty, I stop and I clean them things. Can't stand
damn it, I just hit a bug.
No, dirt. The amount of dirt that gets in there when you run down them dirt roads. Like the other day, I was going in the back of my truck, covered my face because it was just a cloud of dirt because they're just grading all those dirt roads. So they're fresh, powdery.
I used to live on a dirt road. It was good.
I feel bad. When people are walking, I slow down to like 10 miles an hour so I don't dust them out.
I'm that guy you are the only UPS driver in the fucking history of UPS drivers that gives a shit about anybody else besides yourself and your truck.
I get paid hourly.
Yeah, that's why. It's paid hourly. So I'm that guy. I'll wait for a rainy day and find a puddle and try to splash somebody.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I don't feel bad at all.
Yeah, I got a cat out of a pothole the other day. I didn't hit the cat, but I hit the cat with a splash of water. That was a good one. I was pretty proud of that one. But
you know how much cats like that.
Yeah,
They love water.
Steven, you gone back to work since we talked to you last, I believe, haven't you?
This is correct.
Congratulations.
I mean,
That's why he's still winning races.
Right.
Martinsville is one of my favorites, though. I enjoy it. I seem to always do decent there.
Yeah. Martinsville is one of those kind of places. Like I'm always slow at the start, but I figure it out. But that's when I practice. I didn't practice, so I never did figure it out. Otherwise, I'd have been up there too. But Buddy Ryan got him up there in the top 3, so that's cool.
He sure did.
Everybody's mad at him. He didn't do anything to me. I don't know.
He raced me clean. I was lucky. I'm glad he got by me so I could start on the bottom. So I was getting sick of starting on the outside after all those restarts. I was like, I can't go anywhere. But the top came in, though, slowly.
It's like I said, man, that last restart, I mean, you drove the hell out of it around the top.
Well, I give credit to Darling. So the last restart, if you watched it, I dipped under him as quick as possible. I kind of didn't want to force myself out there, so I let him kind of get away because I wanted to get under him, and then I was going to try to get by him that way. Then the caution came out right again, so I was like, great. So let's try this again. And Darling was like, dude, if you just get next to him on the outside, just stay on the concrete and you'll get by. It's like, all right, man. I'm like, if I get out there, I'm going to just drive it. So I sent it in there and just hope it held. And it held, and Brian was on old tires, so it was nice that he couldn't drive in there as hard, so I was able to get the position.
Well, it was a fun race to watch anyway. Wish I could have been there. It was a good time. Good time to watch. I seem to have caught on to a couple of things for next time I run that track for sure. But listen, man, congratulations. It's been good to have you on again. We appreciate your time. Appreciate you waiting up late for us, and always a good conversation with Mr. Leskowski. So why don't you take this time, man? Give us your shout outs.
Well, thanks for having me on again, guys. Just give mainly a shout out to my family for giving me the time to be down here. I know I'm a broken record, but without them, I wouldn't be me. So I gotta give them credit.
Facts.
Like that Wraithline scheme, dude. I really like that paint scheme.
You like that? That
Yeah.
was mainly all ChatGPT, and then cutting it up to make it look like it was seamless was the hard part. Trying to get the trees to not look like it was just like you put a sticker here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I tried to make it look seamless. So
for sure.
I like that one too.
No, that's
I'm
good.
proud of that one.
I like it too. I really like it. I'll like I do every time we talk to Steven, follow right off your coattails. Appreciate my family as well for giving me the time. It's with work and a lot of other stuff. The month of May was rough, and but happy to be here, be back with you boys. I told RB before we got in here, it seems like it's been a month since I talked to him last, and he says, "Yeah, I know. What the fuck's your problem?" I'm like,
Wasn't even here for the last podcast.
No, I was not. Shout out to the fill-ins. I believe it was who was that? Lane and Barr that filled in last time. Bless them.
Takes two people to make up one Colby.
I got a big mouth, Bubba. That's just the way it is. But appreciate Race Rap guy Ryan Went. Pretty integral pieces in our podcast here. Black Creek Diesel and Automotive. Stuff at Burgers out of Kingman, Arizona. Appreciate RB. Say this every time. He does all the hard stuff, and then his dumb ass went and became a board member of another league. So not only does he run this, but he also runs all the points and financials and stuff for Leadfoot. And RB, you're a fucking idiot, but love you to death. Appreciate the hell out of you, and I'll kick it to you to get us out of here.
I am an idiot. I started regretting it the second I said, all right, I'll do it. Yeah, but yeah, thank you to you, sir. And thank you to Steven for being here. You don't have to, but you do, and I appreciate it. Colby does. We wouldn't have a show without you, really, because who wants to get second place in here, Anyway, yeah. Appreciate Race Rap guy. Appreciate Ryan Went and Leadfoot Motorsports. Thank you to everybody at AMP. Thank you to everybody listening and watching and all that stuff. And if you want to check out AMP Racing League or Leadfoot Motorsports, you can find it on Signature Esports on YouTube. Link is in the description if you need any wraps made for your race cars and your sim race cars and all that good stuff. The Race Rap guy, his link will be in the description as well. Also, if you want any cool merch like this nice little Cool Down Lap podcast hat that I'm wearing, we have a link to our store in the description as well. So, go to the description. You'll find everything you need right there. And thank you, everybody, listening. And we'll see you next week.
Appreciate you, Steven. Thanks, RB.
Does your iRacing car currently look like it was sponsored by Minecraft paint and poor decisions? Well, good news. Race Wrap Guy can fix that. With real-world NASCAR wrap design experience, Race Wrap Guy creates clean, aggressive, professional custom wraps that actually look like they belong on a Sunday broadcast instead of the back row of a rookie lobby. And because we like y'all, listeners of the Cool Down Lap podcast get $10 off any iRacing wrap. Just mention the podcast when you order. And if you've got a real race car that needs to look fast even when it's sitting still, you'll get $100 off any real race car wrap too. Same deal. Just mention the Cool Down Lap podcast. So stop showing up to the grid looking like a rolling yard sale and let Race Wrap Guy make your car look like it actually belongs there.